What's up, everybody? Derek Anderson, the DA. All right, check it out, man. You guys know things is getting worse and worse for the Rings of Power, man. This thing is getting absolutely wrecked and destroyed. You can see the up and down action going right here. 77,000 upvotes, 395,000 downvotes, okay? More than 5 times, right? More than 5 times the downvotes compared to the upvotes. This thing is getting wrecked, man. It's getting absolutely destroyed. But the news just gets worse for it, all right? Because, look, we don't know what to expect from this thing. This guy right here is like the center of attention in his wig. But check this out. I stumbled upon this article on Winter is Coming. Sauron, is that you? Multiple endings reportedly in the pipe for the Rings of Power Season 2. Now, this article came out like a month ago. I don't know how I missed this. Winter is Coming is a site that covers Game of Thrones mostly, but it does all kinds of other series, you know, like Rings of Power, you know, and things of the high fantasy nature. But it says here, Lord of the Rings of Power is coming back for a second season, and they're toying with us. Beware potential major spoilers ahead, all right? So if you don't want to get spoiled, all right, I don't think anybody cares. Y'all care about spoilers? I know I don't, all right? I read this with no problem. Like, I don't give a shit, all right? This thing is going to be garbage, regardless of whether I know what's coming or not, you know? But yeah, check this out, man. This is really interesting, all right? So this guy says, yeah, second season is coming. All right, sometime this year. This was written, of course, a month ago. Now we know it's dropping, what, August or something, August 29. You know, well after House of the Dragon season 2 is over and done with. They wanted no parts of House of the Dragon. They waited until House of the Dragon dropped its news. All right, we're going to launch in June. And then, you know, the folks over at Amazon's like, all right, how much time do we need before we can start coming out with ours? There's no way in hell we're going to try to compete head to head with these cats. We'll get wiped off the face of the map. You know, they said, okay, Rings or House of the Dragon is coming in June. All right, cool. Let's kick ours all the way back to the end of summer. I mean, that's absolutely hilarious, right? But yeah, they said film has been done for a while, and we haven't heard anything about a potential release date. If Amazon announces one soon, they have. But that's a problem for another day. Right now, we have new information on season 2 itself. Scoopers Extraordinaire Redanian Intelligence. This is what they said. They talked to members of the Rings of Power production and got information on alleged multiple endings for the second season. The producers reportedly don't know what they're going to use yet. So maybe they filmed 3 different endings and they're going to use one ending for the season. And then, I mean, it's crazy, right? So yeah, they got multiple endings, right? And there's 3 of them, all right? I read the article already. I'm going to go over them with you, all right? Keep in mind, this information isn't ironclad, especially since Amazon has apparently been spreading false information about season 2 to confound leak hounds like us, but it's still fun to talk about. Beware potential major spoilers ahead, all right? So we're in rumor and speculation territory, all right? None of this shit might be true at all, all right? Might be something completely different, but let's go ahead and check it out. Yeah, spoilers, last chance, all right? Because I'm about to jump into it. All right, so here's ending number 1. Galadriel is reunited with her husband, Celeborn. All right, so that's what they're saying is a possible first ending or possible ending for Rings of Power Season 2. In the first season of Rings of Power, we learned that Galadriel has a husband, Celeborn, who's been MIA for a while. That's no surprise to longtime Lord of the Rings fans since Celeborn is around in J.R.R. Tolkien's original trilogy. It's odd that he's basically a no-show in the first season of Rings of Power, which is set thousands of years before the Lord of the Rings proper. When the elves like Galadriel and Celeborn marry, it's usually for life, and the lives of elves are eternal. Yeah, a lot of people are like, why is he missing? All right, this don't make any sense at all. Celeborn would be right there with Galadriel through whatever it is that she's dealing with and going through, and it's like Galadriel is just like all off on her own and all of this kind of crap. So yeah, that don't make any damn sense. Anyway, according to RI, The Rings of Power Season 2, Celeborn will return, played by actor Callum Lynch. However, and here's your last chance to avoid spoilers, he'll actually be nascent Dark Lord Sauron in disguise the whole time. This is dumb, all right? I think this is the dumbest of the 3 endings, but let's continue. In season 1, Galadriel encountered Sauron when he was taking the form of a man named Halbrand, played by Charlie Vickers. Vickers will also appear in season 2. Anyway, in the first of these potential endings, the real Celeborn will appear before Galadriel, also played by Callum Lynch. I'm guessing that Galadriel has figured out by this point that Sauron has been impersonating her husband because she's unsure if this is the real article. She thinks he's the real deal, trusts her gut, and ends up being right. husband and wife are reunited. Yeah, so that makes absolutely no sense, all right? And this is, I guess, the guy, Callum Lynch, or whatever. This is who he is, all right? So that's him. That's Callum Lynch. This is a dumb ass. Okay, this is really, really, really stupid, all right? It's like, if that's the case, is this cat here? Let me hold up. Is this cat here, all right? Mr. Wig himself, which is clearly Charlie Vickers. Is he playing Sauron? Is this how he's going to appear to us? Like, what's happening here? Like, because he's playing an elf, clearly. And so is he supposed to be playing Celeborn? I don't know. I don't know what their plans are. I think we all understood that this guy, Callum Lynch, was going to be in this. When we go to the Rings of Power Season 2 Wikipedia page, and I know Wikipedia don't mean a damn thing, okay? But you can see the cast of characters, all right? They list Callum Lynch right here, all right? There he is. But, they don't give him a role. They don't say who he is. And, if they say, okay, well, this guy is playing Celeborn, all right, I tend to believe, the cat's over here, all right? So Callum Lynch is playing Celeborn. And then apparently he's going to somehow switch into Sauron at the end, and then, maybe pop up, as this cat, maybe he shapeshifts and this is who he really is. It was Sauron all along or whatever. I mean, I guess, I don't know. It sounds like a dumb idea. It's pretty much a dumb idea. All right. But this is the dumbest, in my opinion. Let's go to ending number 2. All right. Ending 2 is Celeborn is injured. In the second ending, Callum Lynch again turns up as the real Celeborn at the end of the second season, which will climax with a huge battle. In this version, Celeborn is injured, which tips Galadriel off to the fact that he's real, since apparently Sauron can't fake injuries. The information on this one may be incomplete. Anyway, in this version, there's no ambiguity about whether Celeborn is who he says he is or not. However, he's injured and on the edge of death. Apparently, the season would end with us not knowing if Celeborn pulls through, which seems silly because, again, Celeborn is alive for the events of The Lord of the Rings thousands of years later, so there wouldn't be much tension to this potential cliffhanger. Yeah, that one's a dumb ending. It's not the worst ending, all right, but it's just a stupid ending. I mean, gosh, man, if these endings are true, by the way, all right, if these endings are true, if either one of those endings is true, Patrick McKay and J.D. Vance are the hacks that we all said they were. They are a couple of frauds, because these are just absolutely terrible ways to end the season. All right. But here's the third ending. Celeborn is Sauron, but the real Celeborn is alive elsewhere. In this ending, Celeborn again appears before Galadriel, but this time it's actually Sauron in disguise. He tells Galadriel that her husband is still alive, I guess somewhere. Whatever happens, R.I. says that Callum Lynch will play the real Celeborn in season 3, which we know is in the planning stages. All these endings go down in the last 5 to 10 minutes of the season, so the producers could, in theory, switch them out as they please right up to the air date, whenever that is. As a grumpy Tolkien purist, I don't like any of these endings. Yeah, I don't like any of them either, all right? I think, he says it was a bad decision to leave Celeborn off screen this long in the first place. It just makes no sense when you think about, the character of Celeborn himself and how he was like side by side with Galadriel. That's her husband, and she's all off having all kinds of misadventures, getting seduced by Sauron. He's nowhere to be found in season 1. It literally doesn't make any damn sense. So I don't know which one of these joints they're going to go with, but they all sound terrible. And yeah, they all sound like they came straight out of the first season of Rings of Power. Whoever wrote that trash, it comes right out of that nonsense. Now, if I had to guess as to what's going on, I'm with Screen Rant on this one. Sauron is likely using his Anatar disguise in Rings of Power Season 2. All right, that's what I think's happening here. They talk about it a little bit. In J.R.R. Tolkien's Legendarium, Sauron deceives the elves into crafting the Rings of Power by posing as an elf himself, going by the name Anatar. The Rings of Power Season 1 remixed this story by having Sauron infiltrate Eregion as Halbrand instead, but he only managed to get 3 rings made via that method. Tolkien described Anatar as beautiful, fair disguise, and the smooth, blonde, angelic Sauron in Rings of Power Season 2 wig and all, right? In the Season 2 trailer certainly fits the bill, right? And then they kind of go on and say right here that it sets up the Rings of Power's true premise, which is basically, you got to convince Celebrimbor to make these damn things. And the only way Sauron can get Celebrimbor cooking up more rings is by donning a new facade. And I don't think that's going to be Celeborn at all. I just don't think that's happening. But, you know, we'll see what happens. I think they're going with the Anatar situation. I mean, that makes the most sense. But anyway, that's the spoilers. I just wanted to run through those real quick. What do y'all think? Okay. What do y'all think? Is this what they're going with? You know, multiple endings. Maybe they'll see how the season is going. They'll kind of peep out what the chatter is like online. And then they'll try to throw the most, you know, the craziest one on them at the end. Like maybe that's what they're going to do. All right. Again, hacks and frauds. You know, again, the the trailer, this guy, this ridiculous nonsense right here going on with the ratio. Has it gotten worse? Let's check it out real quick. I wonder if it's gotten worse. Got worse. 396,000 downvotes. It deserves every last one of them downvotes. Anyway, folks, y'all let me know what y'all think about this situation. Jump down in the comments. Give me your thoughts and opinions on that. Thanks for watching. See you next time.